好啦，跟住落嚟咧，第二個嘅參賽組別係朋友，包括有超 Sing 同埋 Chris Royal，佢哋係嚟自我哋呢個組別就係低碳同埋生活方面嘅方式啦，叫做請選擇你的行駛工具喎，又唔知係咩咧？
Every day, we make decisions.
We choose the clothes we wear, the things we do, the places we go, and how we get there.
Some of the decisions that we make have few consequences. Whether you wear a blue shirt or a red shirt won't have a huge effect on anyone else.
But some of the decisions we make have tremendous impacts on both people and the world.
One of the most important decisions we are faced with is our method of transportation. We must travel every day, sometimes far away, and other times just around the corner for groceries. But every day, we must get from one place to another. And how we do so is very significant.
For the past half century, motorized vehicles have been the method of choice for millions worldwide.
In 1950, the global population was 2.6 billion. We had 53 million cars, which works out to be one car for 50 people. Today, there are over 6 billion people in the world and over 500 million cars. That's more than one car for every dozen people.
Beijing estimates that by 2020, there will be 140 million vehicles on China's roads alone. That's more than 4 times the population of Canada.
And did you know that the average car emits a cocktail of over 1,000 pollutants? Cars are prominent polluters and contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. So even small reductions in driving can have significant positive impacts on the environment.
In some cases, traveling in a personal motorized vehicle is the only way to reach a destination. And we understand that. However, more often than not, and especially in a place like Hong Kong, taking public transport is an easy and a far more sustainable alternative for traveling.
For those of us who do depend on motorized vehicles to reach our destinations, the electric car is a more environmentally friendly option that is quickly becoming feasible.
Our poster illustrates the choices that we are faced with. We're not saying that people shouldn't drive at all, but that we should consider all methods of transportation, especially greener alternatives when possible.
The choice is yours.
Choose your vehicle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 係，我哋有冇啲咩問題想問？好 ，OK， Sabine.
Thank you very much. In terms of vehicles, and I know you emphasize a lot about vehicles, but have you looked into other sort of transportation schemes? Because it's not just about the car or, you know.
Well, actually, we looked at, we have considered other alternatives. We're actually exchange students from Canada, and the first thing we noticed when we came to Hong Kong was the number of cars on the roads over here. And it seemed to us that a reduction in driving would have enormous impact, especially in Hong Kong. So it was one of the most suited carbon reduction strategies suited to Hong Kong.
So your solution is to get everybody to stop driving their cars?
No, absolutely not, because cars are, they're crucial to our everyday life, but there are several options people can do. Carpooling is one great option. Taking the electric car, taking public transport, which is great here in Hong Kong. And yeah, great alternatives, to driving. And if you do need to drive long distances, we can't help that, but shorter distances, tons of options available.
And as we mentioned, the electric car, as it becomes more available and more feasible, government support in that area would really help reduce car emissions. But given the high cost, the relatively high cost, and the fact that consumers aren't really aware a lot about, they're not very educated as to the benefits of electric vehicles, a lot of government work and awareness would go a long way.
Can you tell me one practical solution we can do right now? Because the electric car is not, at the moment, something that we can look at right away.
Well, absolutely. As our poster suggested, we have the power to choose our vehicle. We can choose to take the public transport, which is a great reduction of emissions. For example, one green minibus can hold far more passengers than one car can. So just doing that is a great and greener way to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've noticed a lot of people actually drive from Central, from the downtown area, and they commute just outside of the city. So it's a very short drive, but it's a drive that could easily be made by a bus or on the MTR. And so we would suggest alternatives such as that to free up the roads.
Yeah. I represent MTR, so I must ask you a question. Would you recommend people taking MTR trains?
Very much so. Actually,
Thank you.
Compared to our home city,
Yeah.
it's an amazing system.
Okay, thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you。係咧，其實交通上面嘅工具咧，都幾係能夠即係好多碳排放嘅問題出現嘅。譬如頭先我哋都有提到喺外國好多地方啦，點樣可以解決到揸少啲車咧？carpool 呢一方面，嗰時我喺加拿大生活咧都好興㗎，即係好多朋友即係揸架車，幾個人坐埋一架車就好過幾個人每人揸一架車出街，咁啊更加令到嗰啲碳排放嚴重啊！